Welcome back to Shady Country Distillery here in FS22 on our farm. It is May and we'll be doing all the necessary work on our last field to get it planted, as well as picking up a new piece of equipment for use later and checking up on our production. Welcome back to the farm. You can find a link to this series in the description or in the comments below, and of course, check out the channel page for other farming series you might like. Well, it's May here at Shady Country Distillery, and we are sectioning off this last bit of our field, the 5.8 hectare field that we started off with. We have turned it into, well, let's see, the far section down there is rye, and then grass, and then corn, and then grass, and then here, this last section, that's 5 sections, I think. This section here is going to be sorghum. It's May, so we can still plant sorghum this month. So what we're going to be working on here is, well, I haven't tilled this yet from the last harvest. You know, this is a big field here that we've broken up into these smaller, these 5 strip fields. It's a big field, doing it a bit at a time. This is the last bit we're revisiting. But yeah, finally running the disc harrow in this after having harvested it, well, last year. And so after we're going to do this, come through and scoop up these rocks. We're going to get the sorghum planted and get it fertilized, because that's got to be done this month. Now, one of the grass fields down there is, well, let's go down there. I'll go down there and show you there's a couple things that I want to show you guys. Let's go ahead and, well, actually, let's get this done. Yeah, let's get this done, and then we'll go over there here in a second when I'm ready to take the disc harrow back, because there's a lot to get done on this field. Well, this small little field. I mean, these are all pretty easy, these are all pretty even sections. If you look at it on the map, like I've showed in previous episodes, and if you haven't seen the previous episodes, there's a link to the playlist of this farming series. Oops, missed a little section there. Down in the comments below, and there's a link to the playlist, probably at the beginning of this video as well. There will be. Let's go back and get this. I should have been watching where I was driving more carefully. So it's a 5.8 hectare field and pretty even, sections. 5 sections, right? Let's see, rye, grass, corn, grass, yeah, and then this is sorghum. That's 5. So you can guess they're about, a hectare apiece, between 1 and 1.5 hectares apiece. Yeah, so it's not that big, a field that we're working on here. And for our production that we're doing, here at the, we're distilling and selling moonshine. This gives us, this is plenty, and it gives us a variety of types of moonshine that we can produce as well. Because just in this field here, just in this field alone, you will have rye, corn, and sorghum. The sorghum we would make into, there's not a specific sorghum moonshine, but there is just basic, from grain. So this would just be, like distilled from grain. We could also use this to feed our chickens and other things. The grain from the sorghum here. The sorghum could be used in a couple different ways. I could have, we could plant a crop that provides straw. I wonder if the rye will. Rye is a crop that comes with this map. I haven't, this is my, this will be my first harvest, after having started here on this map. This is like still within the first year here, so I haven't harvested it yet. So I don't know if rye produces straw. I don't know if it typically does on maps. I don't know. See, I was just thinking we could plant a crop here that gives us straw, because straw would be useful in our composter. We use straw plus grass and hay. But I think it's too late in the year to plant a crop that yields straw. Yeah, let's see. This time of year in May, we can plant corn, soybeans, sorghum, grapes. And then down here is the custom crops for this map. And, oh, look at that. It's going to be time to harvest our rye next month. I didn't even notice that. I hadn't looked at rye on the crop calendar. I planted it last year. Apparently I did. That was the planting season for it. But I didn't pay attention that I didn't notice coming up, I guess, next month. Well, let's go check on that. We're going to take this tool back. And so let's check on a couple things here. So this right here, well, first, I guess we got to drive through this. So this here is the grass section that we just planted last month. It's coming along nicely. It'll be ready to harvest next month. And then here's the corn we planted. That'll be ready to harvest, well, later on this year, of course. Yeah, that's just still just kind of barely growing. Oh, let's go through here. I got us a little road through the trees here. I showed you guys last episode so we can get out to the farther northern sections of the field. Ooh, I parked my thing right there. Let's park this. Let's just park it here in front of this. Actually, let's take this into the farmyard. But first, let's come over here. So here, this is a grass section that I've got this, as you can see. Yeah, this I got this divided up into grass and hay. I'm currently working on this. This will be grass and hay, although I want to get to our field done first and planted with sorghum. But yeah, this is something else that's going on this month, is this field here. So this is our rye field here. Now I guess this will be ready to harvest next month. Awesome. Well, it looks gorgeous. One cool thing about the grass here on this map is when it grows in. So this grass I just harvested this month. Now, so here it is ready to harvest. This is the grass I just harvested. And if you let it keep growing, it does seed. I can't say that other maps do that. Different maps obviously have their own grass, because this is this map's grass. When you grow it, it looks like this. And then right here, see this right here between this and the rye field, this is grass that, as you can see, it's grass, but when I come through here this month, I didn't get that cut. And it's all like seeding. Like, that's really cool. I can't say that I've seen other maps do that, have several different stages of grass. You can see it again out here. Here's our farmyard, right? If you recall, late last year, we needed some grass. So I mowed a section of this. Well, it started growing back, and it's grown back. See, here's the section that we mowed. It's now grown back. But then see, there's like a seeding state that it's not reached yet. Now, I think that's really cool. So this map has 3 stages of grass growing for sure. It's got the it's got the freshly cut state, like this right here, and then the grown 1 month state, like we see right here in this section I was just up here at. And then if we go back down here, you can see right here. Well, you can see right here, I mowed it right up against the corn. But then right here, my mower kind of swerved away a little bit, and here you can see it started seeding. I think that's cool. I don't think I've seen that on other maps. I think I would have noticed that. I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, a little thing there. So that's what's going on out in the field here. Our production, well, I'll take care of production, but for today, let's work on this field. So the next thing we want to do is we want to pick up the rocks. We want to get the rocks scooped off of there. So let's take our disc harrow back to the farmyard. Yeah, we got a lot of grass and hay to cut. Luckily, we got plenty of bale storage for that. I'll probably end up selling a lot of it, because there's there's 2 sections of grass on that field, and they provide more than enough hay and grass. Let's put this over here next to the tedder, I guess, if I can get it hooked in here. All right, now let's go back, and we're gonna get, what are we getting? Oh yeah. The thingy, the scoop rocks with. I should have parked it over here by the entrance to the field, I think. You know, I don't think we're going to need this. Let's go ahead and just drop this off here. We're not using this. Actually, before I take these off, I've got an idea. One issue that I was going to take the forks off, because that's where we were putting the rock picker. One issue that we've encountered is that the rocks are extremely heavy. Here, let's get this out of the way. And they're counterweighting the tractor pretty fast. Like, this thing is empty, and it probably won't be an issue today because this thing is empty, this rock picker. But let's go ahead and see if we can do something fun anyway. Let's put this down. All right, now let's go ahead and grab the... we're going to try this. We're going to grab this transport box. What we're going to do is I'm going to load a bale into this. Yeah, we're going to load a bale into this and strap it down, and that'll be our counterweight. And it's not something we'll need today, but it's something, I just kind of thought of this, and I think this might be an interesting idea. So we're going to do this, and now we're going to go grab us a bale here. And we're just going to take... No, not that bale. We want a big bale. That was a partially used bale, a mostly used bale, actually. We're going to grab one bale. There we go. Now, can we fit this in the transport box? I mean, I guess so. But see, this tractor is not very heavy. Even moving this bale around gets the tractor kind of wiggly and lightweight. There we go. Get that in there. Wow, it fits perfectly. It's almost like they had a bale of straw in mind when they made this transport box. Yeah, I'm sure that it's not an accident. All right, now this will give us some good counterweight here. Can we close it up in there? I mean, yeah, but let's go ahead and open that so the door's not like pressing on it. All right, so now we got us a good solid counterweight. Let's drop the forks off now. So now any amount of rocks we pick up will be fine. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be picking up enough for that to matter, but I'll keep that bale loaded in there for the future, and then we'll see. All right, so this is what we're using to pick rocks with. If you've seen previous episodes, you've seen me use this. It's a really simple tool. I like it. We just lower it down, turn it on, and it doesn't have a very wide work width, but it's very affordable. Is the this tool here. Its plus side is that it's very, very affordable. Oh, we're gonna want to fertilize this too. Well, probably. First, though, we got to remove the rocks. And we'll get to that. And if we don't get all the rocks, that's fine. I mean, what's most important is that we just get this done. How low is this go? If I lower this down, that's going to work better. As long as it's not scraping the ground. As long as it's not scraping the ground, the lower the better. Until the front starts picking up enough rocks and starts getting weight, you know? Yeah, we'll see how this works. Actually, yeah, I'm going to want to pick this up for turning here. Yeah, I probably should have really had some weight in the front if we were going to use the bale in the back, because the bale, when I had it, I have it lowered down now, but when I had it sitting up here, up high, you could see, yeah, the tractor bounces around a lot more because I had it up kind of high. Well, we can, here's what let's do. It was a great idea. It was just, it was a great idea. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to drop it off for now. But when we need it, we've got it. But yeah, as of right now, there's not enough weight on the front, and it's really making the tractor bounce around. It was such a cool idea, but we'll use it later. Let's drop it off here. All right, now I kind of want to get around the outside edge of this. Let's drop this down. And just kind of skirt around the outside here. This won't take too long to get this all done. But then, yeah, we'll have this whole north section of the field planted with sorghum. And it's good to get out here and do some field work. It seems a lot of the work in recent months has been the production side of things, which is great. It's fun and all. But it's also fun to do field work. This year, there's going to be so much production this year once we start harvesting these crops. And that's going to start pretty soon, because here we are in May. Next month in June, we'll be harvesting the rye. And then, the next month, I think, yeah, the next month will be apples. We'll be ready to harvest. And then the next month, our potatoes will be ready to harvest. Yeah, so in July, I think we can start harvesting apples. In August, we can start gathering potatoes from our garden. In September, will we be doing anything in September? I'm just trying to think out like ahead. Maybe not. September will be apples and potatoes. You know, October is likely our corn harvest. And then it's going to be a busy year, and we're going to be adding more and more lines of product to our production, you know, because there'll be different kinds of moonshine we'll be offering other than just the apple and strawberry. And of course, yeah, strawberries, we grow those in our greenhouse, so we can do those all year round. So the distillery is going to be very busy this year. Let's see, where did we leave off here? Just look for my tire tracks. There we are. We left off. That's how I gauge this thing. It's just like, where are my last tire tracks? And then I go over about 2 feet from my tire tracks, and there we go. About right here-ish. Yeah, there it missed some, but I'm not going to go back for that. It's not a deal. But see, like here, you can see my last set of tire tracks right there, and the edge of the bucket is only about 2 or 3 feet from the previous tire track, which is the same distance that I've been running, but sometimes it just leaves the, yeah, it's really annoying when it does that, but I'm not going to make another trip back down the field for that. A few rocks won't matter. I mean, the field would be fine the way it is, but it's a small matter, I figure, to pick up what we can before we move on with planting. Yeah, picking up rocks. We've done this, and so many of the episodes, I'm driving the tractor, picking up rocks, but of course, it's a part of farming, and when you think about it, this is a pretty good sized field, especially for these implements, you know, for this small tractor and this pretty small rock picking tool. And it'd be an unimaginably long and difficult job to run this little tool over the length of this field. But once I finish this section here, that's exactly what I will have done very slowly, you know, over the last year, having divided this field into 5 smaller sections, one at a time. Over the last year, eventually I will have run this little tool over the entire field. I mean, it wouldn't take that long. I could estimate maybe 4 straight hours, because the harvester has a slightly, okay, the harvester has twice the working width. Okay, so maybe longer, yeah. The harvester has twice the working width as this, and it took about 3 hours to harvest the field, but the harvester moves a little slower. But yeah, this would take a while, though, without a doubt. It would take a while. But we're almost there on this section, and yeah, this will be the last section of this, and yeah, it's missing some here and there, but again, you know, that's okay. Here's where we're working, and overall, it's pretty good. There's also some rocks there in between these 2 fields because that's just how it happened. Yeah, they're mostly even. This is actually a little wider of a section, but as you can see, because it gets more narrow at the top, I think they're 5 pretty even sections. There's not a whole lot left here because I ran 2 runs around the outside, so most of the top section of this field's already done, so I can just do a couple more, just kind of, you know, freehand passes like this up and down the field, and that'll be about it. We can kind of just, yeah, just kind of swerve it around up here at the top, and it'll be good. And finally, we'll have all the rocks off this field. Well, for this year, that is, until running the Discaro next year digs more rocks up, which it may. It depends on what tool, you know, I use. Let's turn this around so I can try a little sharper if I lift it. Yeah. But there, that is just about it. There's just a couple back here. And there we go. There we go. All right, so we didn't need the counterweight. We don't have enough rocks in here. I mean, that was a cool idea with that bale of hay. I'll use that next time. We'll leave that transport box. Let's take it back with us. Let's take it back with us. And I'll leave that bale of, actually it's a bale of grass. I'll leave that bale of grass in there. We've got extra. And we'll use that anytime the tractor gets too heavy. Right here we've got a, let's see, wait, how heavy is this? About 1.4 metric tons. So we got, yeah, about 1.5 tons of weight there for the back. Let's take this back with us. So we'll drop this off up here, and next step is, well, we're going to want to get this cedar. And yeah, so we're going to be planting with the cedar. I'm going to see, let's actually have a, let's have a look here. You know, maybe not. Let's park this, let's park it back here. It was, let's park this out of the way. Well, there's no, we don't have any particular need to plant it as sorghum. There are other things that we could plant. For instance, there might be a crop that's more efficient to plant. sorghum has, sorghum is grain, and sorghum could be alcohol, but so could a lot of other stuff, very easily on this farm, such as the strawberries, the apples, the rye, the corn. We don't need more products to be alcohol. There's other things we could produce and other crops we could grow for, well, other reasons. Our planter here can plant, it fertilizes as well as plants, so that does save us a small, minute amount of time. Well, also, it's twice as wide as that seeder, so that saves us real time. Now, it plants soybeans. Didn't it say we could still plant soybeans this year? Yeah, we can. We can still plant soybeans and harvest those this fall. Probably at the same time as our corn. Yeah, same time as our corn. Well, I kind of like that idea. I mean, we don't need sorghum. We've already got rye down here, a pretty good amount of rye. We've got a good amount of... We still got wheat and canola in our silo. We don't really need another cereal grain. We could get soybeans. I think let's do that. We'll get to use our planter instead of our seeder. Now, didn't I not park it in there? Yeah, I think I didn't. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's too wide to fit into the farmyard. It's parked back here. Yeah, let's drag this guy out here. We can get this done faster. And how about that? Yeah, I was saying sorghum, but for no real particular reason. It's just, it was a crop that, we can make use of any crop, and it's a crop that could still be planted, but this can also still be planted, right? So we're going to want to throw some fertilizer in here. So here's what we're going to do. We've got some fertilizer in here. Okay, so fertilizer. Yeah, we've got a mostly used fertilizer right there, so we'll just pull that out. Here's what we'll do. We'll just pull that out. Oh, now I wish I'd left the forks on this thing, darn it. Well, I mean, we can put them back. Let's get our forks back on this guy. All right, now let's see if we can carefully... Yeah, this is why we want a forklift. I do want a forklift for this farm, because where it spawns these crates, these pallets, they're a little bit close to the... Oh, I was going to pull it out and fill, but if we could fill from here... Okay, yeah, see, we still need to pull it out. We still need to pull this guy out, because I want to put it back into the storage. Yeah, if we had a... Eventually, I'll get us a small forklift. Easier to maneuver in here and grab these. Of course, this is not the side we want to grab it from. No, of course, we want to grab it from this side. But see, that's the thing. The tractor, it's a pain in the butt to get the tractor that close to that beam. Yeah, I'll look into getting us a forklift. For now, though, there we go. For now, that works. And we can just put this back in the storage. How much is in this? Yeah, it doesn't say. Well, let's put this back in storage. There we go. All right, now we can get out, and so this will plant and fertilize in one go. Oh, we got to go the other way to get to the field. And then there's the matter of, okay, so I cut that road out there to the field. I cut that through the trees. Will this fit? I mean, I hope so. If not, we'll get out the chainsaw. Yes, maybe. Yeah, that's a good thing to test. I should have probably... All right, so we're going to want to make sure we change this to soybeans. There we go. And we are good to go. Now, where I divided this field is a little tricky. Yeah, I cut that line there, but luckily that's just grass, so it doesn't matter too terribly much. There we go. Yeah, and that's why I like that. I figure, here, let me get this over a little bit. That's good about there. I figure if you're going to divide a field, as we have here, if you're going to divide a field up into several smaller fields, it's good to, do it this way, dividing each different crop with grass. That means, when I'm laying down something new or tearing up this field or something, if it encroaches a little bit into the grass, so be it. It's just grass. We're not eating up another crop, And I think I have said this. I said this last episode as well, or something. If we're coming through here with a harvester harvesting this, we can have the header hang over into the grass, and it's not going to matter. Yeah, it's kind of a a good, it was kind of an evolution of this field, and I like the way it came out, having grass in between all the crops. All right, well, we got us a bottom run of that. Now we'll just kind of do around the outside here, and these soybeans are going pretty fast. Yeah, and then this will be all of the field work done until next month, of course, because next month we're harvesting rye. So I guess that's good timing. This field has been, yeah, that's always one thing I aim for, I guess you could say. It's not a bad thing to aim for in your field work, to always have constant field work, you know? You know, always try to have something to do in your fields every month. And that's really not going to be the case over the winter. But here, in this one field, it's kept us busy with work almost every month, except December and January. And besides that, you know, there's been something out here every month, because by the time we get the soybeans planted, it's time to harvest the rye the next month. That's pretty cool. And who knows what we can do with the soybeans? Something. You know, we didn't have to do anything with this northern section of the field. We've got plenty of crops for our production, and I expect our production to be pretty lucrative. That's the expectation I have of the farm here, because we've been spending a lot of money. If you've been following along with the series, we've been spending a lot of money and not getting a whole bunch in return. I've been taking maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 cases of moonshine to sell each month. Yeah, maybe about 3 cases of moonshine each month. So that's about $3,600 a month income is all we've been having from the moonshine. That's going to greatly change. I mean, look at all this crop. There's other things we sold, though. This field, of course, when we first came here, was originally planted with canola. That canola harvest netted us a lot of canola oil. There's other things we can sell, though. Yeah, and this harvest is going to be, I mean, overall, this year is going to be really bountiful. That's the hope. Well, I got to say, work on this field is going quicker than I thought it would. I thought the entire episode today was going to be nothing but just slowly chipping away at this field, but, well, it turns out we're using a wider tool to plant with than I thought we would. Things have gone a little faster. So I think I'm sure we have some moonshine to run down to the sell point. I'm sure there's other production. There's always, of course, there's other stuff we could do. I wouldn't mind making some money, selling some moonshine. All right, and so that is it. Planting our soybeans. Yeah, you know, I think these field sections probably are about even, because look how much fertilizer we have left. That's about how much fertilizer was in it when we picked it up, which would have been the fertilizer that I used planting this section of corn up here. So, I mean, yeah, rough guesstimate. It's probably close. Let's see, it should be soil composition. Yeah, fertilized. Yeah, it's all fertilized. And we got most of the rocks up. Yeah, just some little dots here and there. All right, so that is all fine. That's all well and good. And let's take this back through this way. So while I was planting the soybean field, I may or may not have mentioned, I probably mentioned something about buying a new piece of used equipment. Yeah, I had a look at it, and I went ahead and made that purchase. That's why if you look up there, you notice we're missing about $11,000 some. I decided to go ahead and take the leap and invest on a piece of equipment. We're going right now to pick it up, so I'll show you here when we get to the store. And we'll be putting it to the side for now, but it's something which will make a great investment, I think, for our farm down the road. Although, well, you'll see when we get up here. Sometimes you want to buy some equipment ahead of time, you know, in anticipation of what you may be using it for. All right, here we are at the store, and there is what we bought. So, got it on a pretty decent deal. It's used. It's going to need some repairs. Let's check this out. So, $11,000 for this guy right here. It's an air cart. So, this will hold seeds and fertilizer. And, yeah, we're going to need a seeder or a planter to go with it, of course. But, you know, it's an investment for down the road. it's something, it's like our farm is going to grow, and here is a piece of equipment to help encourage us to grow, and this is what we're working towards, is using this guy here. We're going to have a seeder to go with this. Of course, it's going to need a bigger tractor to pull it, but this is like the starting thing. Like, you ever have a big thing that you're saving up for? Like, say, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a particular car that you really want. You're like dreaming about getting this car, so you go buy an accessory for it and say, put it aside. Say, okay, I'm definitely going to get this car because I already got parts for it, you know, something like that. Well, right, so let's take this home. Yeah, who knows where we're going with the farm, but we're going to have this. Now, of course, the question is, where do we park our, you know, this? Where do we park our new air cart? Yeah, I don't rightly know. Now, I got it, this has the option of having an auger installed on it. You can see the mounting bracket for there. I got it without the auger, so we can either... Oh, look, it's just got the cables hanging there. Yeah, we got it with no auger. We can either have one installed, because clearly it's got the hardware for one, or we can just use our own equipment. I figured we save some money and save some room, too, by not having the auger installed on it. Also, we got narrow axles on it, so it should maneuver better around here. Although there's plenty of room in this area, so something like this isn't necessarily a problem. So let's get this back to our farm. And I want to have a look at how our production is going while we've been working on that field. I'm sure we have some production stuff to check on. Let's find us a place to keep this. But this is cool. I'm excited about this. You know, getting a bigger piece of equipment to add to our fleet is always, you know, very cool. Now, I've been parking some stuff in our farmyard just kind of here and there. Looks like we're going to have to, especially now with this, we're going to have to start, we're going to have to organize another area to park stuff at, maybe a covered area, because I'm tired of having everything just kind of scattered around the yard. So we're definitely gonna define a place to park some of these things. Let's have a look here when we get back to the farm. Now, having this, of course, means we are in the market for a big field. I love our little field, but we are now officially in the market for a very big field. So I'll keep my eyes open. Anyway, here we are back at the yard. Where can we tuck this guy? We're going to want to tuck it somewhere and then have a look at adding a good parking area. We've got room to do something like that. Here, let's park this over. You know what? Let's park this over by the harvester for now, like over here. Park this guy right here for the time being. Alright, so, yeah, see, I think we've got room for a building, like right in this area here. I've got a couple of attachments for the truck parked here. I think here we've got a room for a building. Yeah, I'll see about getting something put in here, maybe. I mean, it's a good spot to park some equipment out of the way. Something like that, though, the air cart that we just got, that and the tool that goes with it, well, the seeder or the planter that goes with it, we're going to want some kind of pull-through building for that, so I'll keep that in mind. So probably here soonish, I can't say when because it's going to cost more money, of course. We'll have a new building going up on the property with some, we'll have some pull-through parking somewhere to park that and then accommodate maybe something else as well. For now, let's get back to the yard here. Let's check our production because that field is all start to finish done. Yeah, I thought that was going to be the entire episode today, and I also didn't foresee making that purchase. Let's see what's going on down here. Let's park out of the way in case we need to maneuver the truck. Good tractor. I think the tractor needs some, let's see. Yeah, tractor needs service again, it looks like. Well, put a lot of time on it. It's got a lot of hours on it. Alright, well, nothing coming out here. Yep, the greenhouses... Okay, strawberries running. They're not, there's nothing to get, but they're both running. Our strawberry jam is running. All right, well, there's one thing that we always need, and we definitely do need. We need wooden boxes for our greenhouses. You know, you see me do a few wooden box runs. Yeah, well, we do. See, last month we ran and got wooden boxes for the jam production. And I said that next month we were going to get these. Well, it is next month now, and we need wooden boxes for these. This one has, this one has 15 and 16 liters of wooden boxes. They need quite a few more. I don't want to run out and then have to get a ton more. So we're going to stop by our Moonshine's production, our still. We're going to stop by our still. We've got a couple cases of Moonshine to sell. And, okay, we're going to want to grab our trailer on the way up there because we're going to want to do, I guess, kind of what we usually do. We're going to go up there, sell our Moonshine, and swing back down and grab some wooden boxes on the way back. Yeah, I always like to keep these full. I think the hitch is on the other side here. Yeah, I like to keep these full so that we can keep our products coming through. All right, well, let's get going up to the still and see how things are up there. All right, up here at the still, there's none. There's no Moonshine outside the still itself, but we've got some put aside ready to go down. So we'll just park the truck here for now. Yeah, how is this coming along here? Yeah, there'll be another case produced later today, but for now, we've got a couple cases in here. All right, so let's get these strapped in. Well, it's only 200 liters. There's only 2 cases. But right now, every little bit of money helps. I have a feeling this is going to be a good year, though. There's so much income, like, ready, you know, because we haven't had, we've had just the initial harvest. And this year, like, all of the things that we've been planting, everything that we'll reap everything that we've sowed, quite literally, yeah. This time, the unloading will be a little easier, and so will pulling out. It's right away this time I backed in. All right, so let's get this unloaded and to my friend here so he can sell it for us. Yeah, usually, okay, 1,100. It varies. Sometimes it's a little like 1,200 a case. This time, 1,100. That's okay. We need every bit of income we can get. There we go. All right, back to the still and get going again with, we need to get to the store and pick up some boxes for our production. Always need boxes to put things in. All right, here at the store, I've been thinking about how I want to do this. And see, we need boxes for our greenhouses. The greenhouses are right next to one another. So if we drive too close to one of them, they're going to automatically take out our boxes, and that makes this a little tricky. It makes it tricky. It's by 20 for sure. It makes it tricky because if I load the boxes, say I load 10 of them in the back of the truck, 10 of them back here, we got to drive past one greenhouse to get the other. It might just take them all out of this, and I want to stock more than just 10 in each. I want to put like 20 in each. So I'm going to get these loaded and we'll see what I can do. Although technically each of these, I mean, that right there, it was a row of 10 boxes. But each box, as you can see, is actually 2 boxes. So technically, this is 20 boxes that we're loading in the back of the truck and then 20 in the trailer. Which will actually, honestly, it's kind of enough for the moment. It'll keep us full for a little while. All right, so I got all of those loaded in the truck and the trailer. Let's get these back. Let's strap these in here. Let's get these back to the farm and carefully, I should be able to carefully drive by the greenhouses in such a way that we can get them in the greenhouse that we want. And actually, yeah, I think I just figured out how we're going to do that once we get there. All right, so back at the farm, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to disconnect the trailer right here. Disconnect the trailer right there. And I'm going to bring this around the long way. Actually, let's go ahead and turn it around. And we're going to unload this in the far greenhouse. So we're going to unload these into this greenhouse here. There we go. And now what we can do is So all 10 of those went in there, or technically all 20, you know, whatever. Now we can just back up to this and pull this forward, and this way we can get close to this greenhouse you see to unload these without it worrying about it taking them out of the back of the truck. And that's what I was trying to do. I was like, how do I unload them into this greenhouse off the trailer, or, you know, how do I do this without getting too close to one or the other? And so now they have even numbers of boxes in them. Right here, let's see, wooden box, 33 liters, wooden box, 33 liters. Excellent. All right, and there's no strawberry output. Nah. All right, so let's get this parked back. And that's that's it for today. We got a lot done today. We got the entire field done. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to get the entire soybean field. Well, it was going to be sorghum, but, you know, the entire soybean field done and planted, beginning to end, basically. And I showed you some of the stuff we're doing around here. We got a new piece of equipment, and we got some of the stuff filled in our production here. I'm going to park this trailer back over here for now, I guess. Do need to iron out a good place to park some of this stuff. For now, I'm going to drop that off here. All right, guys, thanks so much for following along. I will catch you guys on Friday for another episode, and we'll see where we're at then. Well, my guess is it'll be June and time to harvest the rye, so I'll see you there. I'll see you then here on Shady Country Distillery. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you next time.